name is Felicia Wright, and this is the Go Rogue podcast. Do you feel stuck? Does every day feel like Groundhog's Day? Well, I'm here to tell you it's time to take charge of your life and know that you are meant for more than this. It's time to go rogue. This podcast is for people that are ready to say enough is enough and discover their new normal with entrepreneurship. Get ready because your rogue journey starts now. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome to episode 29 of the Go Rogue podcast. Today I'm going to be talking about things that we are leaving behind in 2018. And I do say we because we are going to do it together. So first things first, I wanted to let you know that Go Rogue is getting a little bit of a facelift. So I'm just changing things around because I've got to tell you, I'm really excited about 2019. And to be honest with you, if you want a new start, you don't have to wait for the new year to do it. I'm a firm believer in if it's January 29th and you need to change, like that could be your new year or whatever. But I don't know, like the fact that 2019 is coming up has got me really, really excited. So I am taking that excitement and running with it. Right now it's New Year's Eve. So tomorrow is 2019 and that is when I'm releasing this podcast. So you'll be listening to it during 2019, but right now I am recording it right before. So I'm really, really excited about 2019 and I have all these big plans and I know this is going to be a great year. And I hope you feel the exact same way. I want this to be a great year for you as well and start moving toward the things that you want in your life and building the business that you want. So cheers to that. So today I want to talk about what we are leaving behind in 2018. So some of these things I have struggled with this past year and some more than others, but these are the main things that I really wanted to eliminate and just really get rid of. So the first things first, the first thing I want to get rid of is negativity. Now I am not a negative Nancy all the time. I'm actually pretty positive, but there were some situations that happened this year that really threw me off my game, that it kind of just pulled me down into a pit of like, oh my gosh, what am I doing with myself? And it was just so easy to go negative at that point because I was thinking about the situation that happened. And for me, this was a client that I had worked with. And it just didn't end the way I wanted it to. It was like an internship and it was just a very weird ending. And yeah, so it left me feeling very negative when it ended. But at this point, like I can talk about it. So obviously I'm talking about it now. But the thing that I realized with any situation that I'm in or you're in, like we all have to take responsibility for what occurs and what happens afterwards. So afterwards, I felt really negative and actually quite sad, but I had to realize, like, you know what, it wasn't a really good fit and it was just really time to move forward. And I'm happy I'm at the place now. And at that point, anytime you run into a situation where you're like, oh, this is awful, the thing that really helped me get through it was just to focus on something else. I had to focus on other things and what I had going on to really move past it because I was just so consumed by it. And it's like, oh, and talking about it, because especially when you talk about it, and I know I've talked about this before, when you talk about it over and over and over again, you're literally reliving it and you're living in the past. And I was like, you know what? No. So I told myself enough's enough. You're not allowed to talk about it anymore, as I talk about it right now. But I had to pull myself out of that funk. So negativity and just living in the past is something I am leaving behind in 2018, and I hope you leave it behind in 2018 as well. Another thing I want to leave behind in 2018 is giving up. Now, when I say giving up, like I haven't I don't want you to think like I gave up on something, but for me, it's like the little give ups. So let me explain. So, like if something doesn't work out, like it's like, oh, well, that didn't work. And then just give up on that aspect of the business. So, for example, email marketing, like that's not something I've hit really hard, but the couple attempts that I made, I was like, oh, this just doesn't work. So I just left it alone. And it's like, no, like you didn't give it your all. So stop saying it doesn't work, because it works for plenty of people. You just have to do more with it. So like giving up after a first, second, or fifth attempt, I am giving that up because that's no way to do business. And that's no way to live your life, really. So it's more than just business. It's just about you and about me, really. And just learning how to push past the pain and continue to move forward and learn from my mistakes. Because trust me, I made a lot of mistakes in 2018. But when I look back on 2018, even though like I made to be completely honest, I made more mistakes in 2018 than I have in probably the previous 3-4 years. More mistakes in 1 year. And this is why I really pushed myself this year. I pushed myself way out of my comfort zone. I wasn't just doing the same old like I usually did. So that's why it opened me up to all these mistakes, because I did a ton of stuff I had never done before. And while they are mistakes and it's kind of a zing there, it's like, ugh, like I made all those mistakes, but that's growth. And if I think about it, like those previous years where I didn't make as many mistakes, I wasn't growing. I wasn't growing at all. I was just I had learned what I needed to learn for teaching, and that was it. I wasn't trying anything. Like I would try new things with teaching, but it wasn't so outside of my comfort zone that I would make a mistake. I was doing things within teaching that I knew how to do, and I could figure it out. And I knew there wasn't going to be any massive mistakes there. So I wasn't growing at all. And that kind of sucks when I really think about it, but at least I didn't keep doing that. So last year I tried some crazy things and I made a ton of mistakes, and I'm better for it. I grew a lot. So I am thankful for that. Even though I gave up a lot on different aspects of my business, but I did still push forward in other aspects. So that's still a good thing. I don't want to bring this podcast down with all the bad things, but with the bad comes the good. And when you can really push past them, you learn and grow way faster. And the last thing I am leaving behind in 2018 is just situations that don't serve me and serve us. So things that that you continue to do, but it's not helpful. So for example, I was going to one networking event in particular. I didn't go there very often, but it was like at the very, very beginning of 2018 that I was going to a networking event. I had gone there a couple times, and it got to the point where I was like, this isn't where I want to be right now. So I had to pull back, and I was happy I did that, because in that moment, that wasn't serving me. Going there just because I felt like I needed to go and it's something I had to do, wasn't helping. It wasn't helping me. It wasn't helping anybody I'd met there, because my energy wasn't there. That's not what I was trying to do. So just leaving behind situations like that in 2018 is really important to me right now, because I don't want to continue to do that to myself. It's all about having a fresh year and a new and improved Felicia and a new and improved Go Rogue podcast. And that is what I am working on. So I'm really, really excited. So those are the 3 things that I'm leaving behind in 2018. At the beginning, I mentioned that you're going to see a facelift to everything. So I'm really excited about that. I just had my website redone. If you go there right now, it's still the old one as of December 31st right now, which is when I'm recording this. But it should be, my goal is to have the new website published on January 5th, by January 5th, probably sooner, but I just want to make sure I give myself time and the space to actually get it done, because it's about 85% done, and I'm so excited because it's so pretty. So I'm really excited about that. So I hope you are ready for 2019. If you are not, definitely start getting ready. It's never too late. And just figure out what you want to do for the first quarter and outline that goal and put it on paper and just get started, because that is what we all should be doing. And just remember, if you're making mistakes, that just means that you're growing. So yay, I'm really excited. Sorry you didn't hear the Go Rogue podcast for a whole week. I took some time off to think about what I wanted for the podcast and everything, and I am happy to be back. And I've got some new ladies for the Rogue Women series lined up for you, so that is really exciting. So before I hop off here, I want to invite you to head over to bit.ly/yourpurposejourney, and you can download my free 4-day video series to help you find your purpose. Because a lot of us, when we first get started, are like, oh, what do I do? Like, I don't understand. What am I good at? And it's really hard to identify like what direction you should go into. So I want to invite you to download that video series, and it will help you do just that. So again, it's at bit.ly/yourpurposejourney. So I am super excited about 2019. I hope you are too. So go out there, be brave, escape the 9 to 5, and go rogue. Talk to you next time.